The research area has lots of things that you can use or borrow, rent, check out, however you want to call it, for your research. It includes things like tap counters, stopwatches, video cameras, MP3 recorders, as well as many of our rooms have computers, projectors, whether that's PowerPoint or actual monitors, and things like that. Your professor can go over most of the things with you, but in general, usually the things that are asked for are stopwatches or room dividers, little dividers that sit on tables so participants don't cheat off of each other. If you're looking for CSUN systems and the location of it, it's really easy if you just bookmark the research area website. The link that says current studies is the one that has access to CSUN. You can pretty much follow that link, click on the two links that you have there, and go to CSUN systems. Then with your log information, you'll easily be able to log into CSUN. When you log into your CSUN account, as a researcher, you're really going to see only 4 links. The most important is creating your study link, or add a study. When you click on that link, it'll take you to a page that asks you what kind of experiment you have. The default selection is a 1-part study, and that's exactly what most researchers are going to be using in 321, 488, or other capstone courses. So please go ahead and use the 1-part study. You will not be doing online surveys as a part of your class requirement. You can only use those later on. In the study, this is basic information. It's important to know everything you type into CSUN, participants can see. Okay? Everything you type in, they can see. So your study name is very basic and generic. Experiment number, whoops, did I do that twice? And then, so say your number 76. Okay, so your experiment number 76, that is your study name. Okay? You can put a brief abstract in there if you want, but it doesn't usually help, and most of the time people tend to give away too much of their experiment in that brief abstract. Okay? A lot of times people type in like a complete study title and it tells the participants exactly what you're trying to do. Again, everything you type in, students can see, so don't give away your experiment. Okay, detailed description. Don't be confused with the research approval form version of detailed description. The detailed description, students can see, again, everything you type in. This should be the CSUN description of study that was listed on the research approval form. So this is that short, 100 words or less, quick, this is what the experiment's about. So participants will be asked to, I think I said, complete a puzzle and answer a few short questions on a survey. So that's what it says right there. That's it. Just leave it at that. The students know what to expect, and they can decide whether they want to do it or not. Okay, so it's that simple. So participants need to be female. Your experiment duration is 15 minutes or less. It's already in there. That's a 1-credit experiment, so you don't have to mess with it. Preparation. If you need the participants to do something or not do something before they come to your experiment, it's probably not necessary for you guys, but if you need them to do that, that's where you would type it in. Okay? So there's been studies in the past about seeing if caffeine affects people and how it affects people. Sometimes the preparation is, you know, can't have any caffeine that whole morning until you go to the experiment or something like that. Okay? You probably won't need it, but if you do, that's where you write it. The researcher will automatically default to whoever had the CSUN Systems account. So whoever you are, when you log in, it'll already know who you are, so it should already be there. The PI, or principal investigator, will be your professor. You'll have to find it. There's a drop-down list of about 15 to 20 names. Okay? So you put your professor there as the principal investigator, and then you click it. IRB approval, you can skip. Approval required. Right now, nothing's approved, so you don't have to worry about it. Leave it at the basic information. The active study box, a lot of people want to go, yes, I want the study active. But it's not going to go active even if you click the yes button. Okay? It defaults to the no, and to be honest, it's a lot easier for me to find if you leave it at no. Because I see hundreds of studies when I see it, okay? So the no helps me find your study a lot faster. So leave it at the no, and then you click add the study, okay? And that's really how simple it is for 321 research, okay? Now, also, if you want to be thorough, You said the eligibility requirements, or I should say we said the eligibility requirements are for females. You can click on this, view modify restrictions. What you will see is all the questions participants were asked in the pre-screen, okay? And you can click on what we're looking for. So female and males are gender question. You can click on the gender question, skip to the bottom, and set restrictions. Then it gives you the option. We said that we wanted our experiment to be for females only, so you just click on the button, save changes, and Sona Systems will automatically make sure that only people who said they were females. What I really want you guys to pay attention to is page 3. There we go. Page 3 explains the process.
If you're looking for
how everything works in the
males and
research
15
area.
females,
Okay, what you'll
it's
notice,
really important.
The blue
Sona
are things
Systems
that your professor's going to help you with.
The
So
green
much.
are
Like
things
you
that
can
I'm
only
helping
choose
you
a
with,
couple
or
of
things that I
things.
do.
So
The
when
white
you're
are
doing a
things
study
that
like
you
that
do
in Sona,
or your
you'll do
group
say
works on.
like
Okay?
76 was our
Sorry,
number. We would do
it's more white than
76A for females,
but it's color
76B
coded so you
for
understand
males.
what's going on.
Okay, and then you have
Going
to set
through
up
the
kind of two
process,
studies and just keep tracking it.
The first thing you're going to do, you're probably already working on.
It's
You
really
create
important
a
you
group.
think about your
You start to
experiment
think about
before
your
you get
experiment.
started,
You start to
or
think
even
about your
before you get to
design. You meet with your professor.
Many times
discuss all of
participants
that
want to
stuff.
do
So you're
multiple
working on your idea.
variations.
That's
They
kind of
use
step
lots
one.
of DVs.
Step 2, you start working on
to
the
really
forms for
divide
the
up the
research area.
subjects that they do get. If
The
you get
forms
20
would
or
be the
30
research
participants,
approval
you really
form.
need to make sure you're careful and
We'll
think
go over
about
that in a
what you
minute.
want.
You
As
look
soon as you
through
divide between
any
male and
demographics
females,
that
and
you
then
may
add
need.
2 DVs on top of that.
You work
can
on
get
your
into
debriefing
trouble.
form.
Lots of times
You look at the
experiments,
policies for the research
experimenters
area
think
and
that
any
they
other
have
form
really
that
important
your professor
ideas.
is going to require.
We'll get to the point where they have
Okay?
only 4
Some of
subjects
them,
in each
will
variation.
require a couple pages.
Obviously, that
explaining
doesn't
your
support
methods
much
and
of a
things like that.
conclusion. You really
Okay?
need to
So
think
that's all
about
the
how
paperwork
much
you're
data
going to be
you
working on.
need
You're
to
probably
support
working
your
on it right now.
thesis.
After that, you're meeting
So as
with
we
your
get
professor
closer
to
to
get
your
approval
appointment
for
with
your
me,
experiment.
And as you're
You're
continuing
taking all that
to work on
paperwork
your
to her,
experiment, it's really important
and making
that
sure
you're
that the
prepared.
study
Make
still
sure you bring a
flows.
copy of everything, pretty much, to the meeting that you have with me. At that appointment, we're trying to get your study approved, and many of the things that you've done, I'm going to need a copy of for my records. If you have pictures, if you have videos, if you have a survey, some of your methodology, even if you're going to have participants put together a piece of Lego, I need to see it, I need a picture of it, I need some sort of physical copy for my records. So make sure you bring all of that with you to your appointment with me. Other than that, I hope this video has been helpful. I hope it gives you some of the information you need. And I look forward to seeing you as you come to the research area and as you run your experiments. And I'd love to hear about how your experiment goes.